webinars to listen to, videos, etc. So Ask Brien has webinars, videos, anything you need to know to learn about business. And each week we bring on the show somebody that can teach us something about business. So that's what the Ask Brien website is all about. The Ask Brien radio show is a conduit to people to learn about business. Hopefully every week you'll learn something. We have YouTube videos. We have webinars and videos always available 24/7 to learn something about business. Or if you have a business question, you can also always ask a business question and answer on Ask Brien, AskBrien.com website. And Alex, my co-host, Alex Grossman, are you there?
Mr. Brian Johnson, I am here as always.
All right, Alex.
How are you today?
I'm doing very well. We have a very great show today. As you know, we have a special guest calling in. I believe he's in Colorado. At least that's where his area code is. Hope I didn't give out too much information. And our guest has a great background in social media. So whether or not you have a brick and mortar store and want to expand your social media or an online business or in any manner whatsoever, if you want to learn something about social media, that's what our guest is going to be explaining to us. Cam Martinez, are you there?
I'm here. How's it going?
Okay. So for those of you who don't know who you are, let's get a little bit about your background. How long have you been helping people in the social media industry?
So I have been in the business world for a little over 2 years now. Just to give you guys kind of a background, I'm a 23-year-old entrepreneur, super young, hopefully not blowing anybody's mind. But, I started out in the Facebook advertising world, and then now I am partner and COO at a company called Leverage, and that's what I'm doing all day, every day now. So.
And what is Leverage? Are they an ad agency or social media house, or what are they?
So Leverage is a membership-based website where entrepreneurs come, they pay us a membership fee to get access to deals that we have negotiated for them. So think of like Costco. When you're paying a Costco membership, you are really paying for the lower prices on the bulk items that they are giving to you. So that is what we have provided for our community of entrepreneurs, is that we go out and negotiate those prices on software, tools, events, courses, and things like that. And then every time someone purchases a membership from us, we donate a percentage of that profit to our partner nonprofit called Feed a Billion. And we're on a bigger mission to feed 1 billion people around the world.
So what percentage are you giving to this charity?
So every time someone purchases a membership, it's $47 a year. Every dollar feeds about 30 people. We give away about 20% of that membership.
So you're giving away 20% of your membership fees being given away, and then your 80% is what you're operating on, making profits and doing that. Now, question: how did you come up with this? Are you a founder of that company?
So the founder, his name is Sylvania Harad. He's the CEO of the company, and he has a background, actually is still in the corporate sales world, and that is what he does all day, every day, is when he's talking to his customers, he's really working with them and going to big, huge corporations to really negotiate a lower price on their software to give to his customers. And so he took that concept, brought it to the world of small business owners, entrepreneurs, online, people who are trying to grow their businesses online, and we've created a community center around that.
And what is the website for that?
The website is lvrg.it.
lvrg.it, is that correct?
Yeah, so it's pronounced leverage. We like that word just because it's really a pun. Leverage us to save money, essentially.
And so how does the social media aspect help out? I understand you're getting members, and I understand that the members are getting, after they pay a membership fee, they're getting products and services on a discounted basis. But your background, you said, was in social media. So how does that work with your business? Are you handling the social media for the company?
So that is one aspect that I'm handling. I really have been put into a role where all of the operations have been put into my hands. My background in social media, though, has allowed the founder, Sylvania, and I to grow this entire company on Facebook. It's all been organic word of mouth. We have a Facebook group called Entrepreneur Deals and Discounts with Leverage on Facebook, and all of our communication, all of our community members congregate there to get updates on the new deals that we're coming out with, get education on the tools that they're using, learn from other business owners that we interview in there. It's really just a one-stop shop and hub where we have created a community all on Facebook full of business owners.
When you say one-stop shop, a one-stop shop for what? For discounts, or one-stop shop for what?
So it's really a one-stop shop for, obviously the discounts is what most people are coming for. They find out about us because maybe one of their friends has, saved hundreds of thousands of dollars a month and they're recommended, and they come in initially expecting just to get deals and discounts on the tools that they're already using. But what they're really getting on top of that is access to people who are either in the same position as them, who have been in the position that they've been in, and they're really on top of that getting more education on growing their business continually. Because if we're just offering these, software and tools and products and services and not teaching people how to use them, or at least how to grow their business from them, then it's hard to maintain, those customers in the long run.
So how many businesses do you currently have on Facebook?
So just the one. So I guess I can walk through my background a little bit. Would that help?
Yeah, but what I'm trying to figure out is how many members are on your Facebook page?
So in our Facebook group, we have a little over 2,700 members.
Okay, and you said you built that organically. So you didn't do any advertising, any marketing at all? You just, how did you get these people to join?
So Facebook groups are really kind of our bread and butter. We like to utilize them because, one, there's billions of people on Facebook every day who are searching in Facebook groups for information that they may need to help them continue to grow their business or whatever they're looking for. And so the way that we attracted these members into our group is they kind of came from a bunch of different groups and a community that we had already built ourselves. So the founder had a community full of people, and he just kept finding that a lot of those people who were business owners needed help to continue to grow their business, but in order to do that, maybe they needed to buy software or tools to help them scale that. And it could be pretty expensive. All that stuff starts to add up. So really we attracted them from going into other Facebook groups and really just adding value. You go in there and answer questions. You communicate with people. You make relationships with the founders of those groups, and they bring you in and interview you. So it's kind of just like it's really a small network of people on Facebook who are who know each other and are helping each other kind of introduce others.
Yeah, so Cam, this is Alex. If I understand it correctly, the way it actually works is it's kind of like a sharing community where if you know about a deal or a discount, you're able to tell someone else, and they can leverage their discount, and then you can leverage their discount or their deal. So everybody gets the benefit of sharing everybody else's place. Kind of like the department store model was the idea that, when you built a large department store, there were a bunch of departments in there, and everybody got a discount because all the vendors came together to all work in the same store. Is that the way this community of entrepreneurs is working? And are most of these entrepreneurs like small business owners? How are they, how's the demographic work on that?
So you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly how it works. The analogy we like to use is, imagine if you're going to a car dealership and you go by yourself, but then the next day one of your friends comes with like 500 of his friends. Who's going to get the better deal, right? So it's a no-brainer. When you work together, you have the power and leverage, right? Using our name, you have the leverage to go to companies and say, hey, we have this amount of people, a group purchasing organization, who all want to purchase your service. Why not work together and partner together to offer it at a lower price? So that's exactly what we do. Our demographic is made up of I'd say 90%. I would say probably 95% are all small business owners. Small business owners with 1 to 3 employees who are making 6 to 7 figures. We have a few 7, 8 figure earners in there, but it's really people who are either just getting started or they're in a position where they're ready to scale their business and they need the tools that we offer to do so.
So if I understand that right, because it's kind of a membership piece, you everybody becomes a member, and then when you do that, you're in kind of this exclusive club to be able to share resources. So all the members get to share between each other and leverage the resource. And what you guys do, LVRG, leverage, what you guys, to leverage it, yeah, it's kind of intuitive. What you guys do is to leverage it, you manage how these things go across, and then I guess there's also some, percentage of this being kind of a nonprofit, right? Because you don't really take the profit, you give those memberships away. Is that membership money away? Is that the way I understand it now?
Yeah, so that's exactly how it works. It's not really, people are sharing word of mouth about who we are. They're not necessarily, sharing the deals that we have. Every person that is a paid member of ours has to become a member in order to get access to the deals. So they can't, just like share it with 100 of their friends and then everybody gets the same deal. They do have to become a member of our organization. We are for profit, but we stand for nonprofits when we are donating a percentage to feedabillion.org. So that's we kind of like to consider it like a social entrepreneurship community where you're giving back not only to other entrepreneurs around the world, but also children around the world.
Oh, that's great. That's really great.
What are the percentages? Anywhere from 10 to 20, or what's the range of percentages that you're going to get a discount?
It really varies. Kind of the way that we talk to the partners that we bring into our membership is it has to be a win-win-win for everybody. So we're not going to these companies saying we want 75% off your product because then they can't cover their margins, and it's just kind of like it doesn't work out in the long term for the people we partner with. So when we're going to them, we're really saying what is going to benefit you, but also benefit our members. So it's anywhere from it could be 25% off forever for life, or upwards of like 60% off for a limited time. It just really depends on what the partner wants to do with their product.
And so how does somebody become a member? You go to the website?
Yes, you just go to the website, lvrg.it. You sign up to become a member. You pay $47 annually. It's just a one-time payment, and then you get access to our membership portal where there's all the deals. There's some other cool stuff in there. We have some other opportunities for people to be a part of our mastermind and get some additional education on, scaling their business and teaching people how we did what we did.
Well, all right, before we get into that, what is this mastermind?
So we call it the Six-Figure Mastermind. It's really our Facebook group. It's a free closed group, and the reason that it's closed is because we want to vet people. We don't want just anybody and everybody coming in. We like to keep it very organized and structured so that people aren't getting spammed with people trying to sell stuff in there all day. But inside of that, they're already getting education, whether it's from us or from other entrepreneurs that we bring in to teach to them. But what the mastermind does is kind of like the free group is like the 101, 201 information. The mastermind is like the 301, 401 information, but you also get one-on-one time with the experts that we're bringing in to teach to our members every week.
So Cam, I understand there's like 3 levels of this, if I heard you right. There's the membership, which is the how to succeed 101, and then there's this thing called the Six-Figure Accelerator, which I guess is an instruction course, and then the mastermind you just talked about, which seems more like a one-on-one course. So is that right? And what's the difference between the Six-Figure Accelerator and the mastermind?
So the Six-Figure Accelerator is it's kind of like a mini course where we went in and we're teaching just the tactics that we use to build this community. We're teaching people how to leverage, Facebook groups and how to create a vision for your company, how to go out and become what we call the virtual mayor, which is essentially the expert in your industry, and kind of just giving them the structure that helped us since March 2018 save our community over $4 million annually and feed over 150,000 people around the world. So they're learning that. Once they get into the mastermind, it's like, okay, I know the structure, the foundation of how to do this, but I want to work with someone who has been there already that can answer the questions that are on my heart right now.
Right. And then what type of companies, what type of small businesses join? Like, what do they normally do? I mean, are these online companies, like eBay sellers or whatever? Are these local companies that are brick and mortar? What kind of companies do you usually attract?
So our demographic is really made up of the small business owner, either the agency owner who is, doing social media services for companies. It's like coaches, consultants. There's some brick and mortar owners in there. It's really meant for the entrepreneur who is looking to grow their business online. So the tools that we have gone out and negotiated, such as ActiveCampaign, which is an email automation software, we brought that company in because we strongly feel that email automation, one, is not dead, but two, is a great way to build the know, like, trust factor with your customers. Then we brought in a company like Kajabi, which is like a course creation software where you can create kind of like your own website where you're teaching information that you know best. So it's really meant right now, at least, for the entrepreneur who's trying to grow their business online.
You're listening to KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. So if I'm correct, you said $4.7 million is what you've given out, and you're giving out 20%. So that means that in a little short period of time, that if you multiply that out, that's like $22 million in 2 years. Are you saying that's the type of revenue that you've been able to bring in?
So that's the amount that we have been able to save our members. That's not the revenue that we've generated ourselves. That's what we've been able to save if you add and accumulate all of these savings across all of our paid members.
And that's off of straight revenue. That's not off of net profit or anything else, correct?
Yep, straight revenue.
And before you came here, you said you were with some doing advertising. Were you working for an ad agency, or where were you working?
So before I was given equity partnership in this company, I owned a marketing agency. So what I was doing is I was going around and creating relationships with small business owners to grow their business using Facebook advertising, to get either their message out or to generate more leads for their company, to get them more sales, whatever they needed in their business at the time. That's what I was doing for a little over a year and a half.
And you were able to do that on your own, or did you work for somebody to figure that out?
I did that all on my own for a majority of the time. There was like 1 or 2 months where I tried to outsource a lot of my work to another agency because I was scaling it quickly enough to have, more clients than I could handle myself. But it didn't. Doing that, it was kind of the downfall of my agency because, like I said, I scaled kind of too quickly, and those relationships kind of tarnished because the company that I tried to outsource to didn't uphold on what they were supposed to. And, yeah.
but before you even went there, okay, all right, you open up an ad agency or type of an agency online, and you're doing this Facebook stuff. You had no background at all, and then you're going out getting customers for doing Facebook marketing. Somebody must have taught you that, no?
So before that, I was in college, and I was, that college student who's sitting there like, well, I can either continue on this journey, get out of college, work hard, work my way up in a company, and maybe, at the time I was so focused on the money, I was like, maybe I could, make $100,000 a year if I really work hard for 10 years. And then I saw Ty Lopez ad. And he was announcing his social media agency course, and I took that, and it was really that sparked my interest in learning more about just social media in general. But I quickly learned that you can't do all of the things for every person. So I hyper-focused on Facebook advertising because I saw that as the best way to create a return on investment for the business owners I was working with.
Now, did you mention Ty Lopez? Is that who it was?
Correct.
And so you took a class, and then from there, it was that class that was the way that you started to implement the information that you learned there to build your this Facebook group, and then from there you got to where you are today. Is that correct?
So kind of. I mean, there were some roadblocks in the way, but so I took Ty Lopez's course. I thought I was the best marketer in the world. Had no idea. I was an ignorant 20-year-old ready to just become an entrepreneur. I was so caught up in the dream that I was ignorant, but I knew that it worked. And so really all I did was at first I reached out to all the business owners I knew just in my immediate either family or friend group, and got a few clients that way. But kind of at the beginning, as I'm sure a lot of people who took the same journey as me, at first, like I said, you kind of feel like you can do all things at once. So I was going to these business owners thinking I could do their Facebook advertising and their SEO and their email automation and their copywriting. But I quickly learned that trying to do all of that at once doesn't make them money. And if people are investing money into you, you kind of have to either make the same amount back or make them more than they invested, right?
Just hold that thought. We're going to be right back after the commercial break.
If you'd like to take your business up a notch, take a look at Elite Magazine.
Linda and Mo Hafizi, owners of our Valley's two leading magazines, the Magazine of Santa Clarita and Elite.
I'm so proud of Elite. It allows your advertisement to stand out. We distribute Elite to 50,000 homes and businesses. You'll find us in 1,900 local hotel rooms.
Discover how Elite Magazine can help your business. Call 294-4444.
Superior quality is second nature to us. Just ask our advertisers.
Who says nothing good happens after midnight? Denny's is best known for their breakfast served round the clock, like the Grand Slam. But you can enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner in a casual atmosphere 24/7. At Denny's, the lunch and dinner menu has a variety of appetizers, craveable burgers, salads, and entrees, along with the best desserts in town. Wherever you live in Santa Clarita, there's a Denny's close by. If you're pulling an all-nighter or don't feel like cooking, get into Denny's today. Good stuff is happening at Denny's.
It's Consumers Furniture's President's Day sale. We are Santa Clarita's largest furniture store, and this weekend everything is 25% off our already low prices or finance for 24 months interest-free. All bedrooms, dining rooms, living rooms, and more is 25% off. Come in and see all the new merchandise and special floor sample closeouts we have for our largest sale of the year. Consumers Furniture is located in the Center Point Shopping Center below Sam's Club and Walmart.
Are you at least 55 and have a torn irreparable rotator cuff? If so, you may qualify for a no-cost clinical study of an investigational shoulder implant. Visit rotatorcuffstudy.com. Learn more about the study being conducted at Southern California Orthopedic Institute's Valencia Clinic at rotatorcuffstudy.com. See video of the device and get more information on how to enroll at rotatorcuffstudy.com.
That's rotatorcuffstudy.com, rotatorcuffstudy.com.
Sponsored by Micro Air Surgical Instruments.
They've been making us dance since the 60s.
Whenever you call me, I'll be there.
The Motown greats, the Spinners, coming to the Canyon Club at Gura, Saturday, March 9th.
Whenever you need me, I'll keep working my way back to you, babe.
The Spinners, performing classic hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Spinners, and featuring Santa Clarita's own Savannah Burrows.
Maybe with someone else, I'll spend my time with maybe
Savannah Burrows and the Spinners.
I'll fall right in love with what would say.
The Spinners and Savannah Burrows, Saturday, March 9th at the Canyon Club at Gura. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
KHTS, your hometown station.
Welcome back. We're live on the Ask Brien radio show, AskBrien.com, with my co-host, Alex Grossman, and our special guest, Cam Martinez. Are you there, guys?
I am here. I love
right.
the intro.
Well, I'm glad you liked the intro. Couldn't hear you during the break, but that's no big deal. Cam, I wanted to go on. I didn't want to interrupt what you were talking about, but I do want our listeners to get a good idea of how they could try to build a Facebook community if they're just starting out. I know you have some background in that, and I'd like to help the small business owner listeners on our show. So if you had somebody that may have a brick and mortar location and they may have 10 people on their Facebook page and they started a Facebook page for their business, how would you help them grow their business, or at least tell them things that they can do to grow their business in terms of, first of all, I would imagine building up the community size, and then from there trying to make that transition into financial gain?
Absolutely. So it's probably going to be the tactics I'm about to give are probably things that they might have heard before, but have never, taken the time to do. So what I started out doing when I first started making connections on any social media platform, Facebook being the most present platform that I'm on right now, I figured out obviously what my niche was. So if you're a brick and mortar owner, I think we're using the example of a furniture store owner earlier.
You're trained
well. What I would do is I would go make connections with people who are already either looking at furniture, who are interested in furniture. There's tons of Facebook groups. You can just type in furniture in the search bar and then find all the groups that are about furniture. You can go to Facebook Marketplace, but also make connections with other furniture store owners and just start connecting with these people. And then when they accept your connections, make relationships with them, message them, send them videos saying hi, make, genuine relationship connections with the people that you're connecting with, and start talking about the idea that you have. So if you're looking to create a Facebook community about a furniture store, there's so many different things that you could do with that. You could either talk about, how to make furniture. You could talk about, the things that people don't know when they go to buy furniture. You can talk about, how to save the most amount of money when you go to buy furniture, whatever that is. You could package all that into one Facebook group. But really what I would do, and what I did for over a year and a half, is I went out, this is like in person, and just started talking to people. So I was in the real estate industry, and what I would do is I would go to the real estate brokers, like the people who ran the whole agency, and ask if I could just do a free class. Maybe they get 20 to 30 people in there, and I would just talk to them about, one, who I am, but two, I would just focus solely on your Facebook group. Pick out a topic that you want to teach them about, whether that's how to save money when you're going to buy furniture, and then at the end, invite them to your Facebook group. So that's one way, is do what you do best, go network with people. Do the same thing on Facebook.
But does that have to be then in a local environment? Because you're obviously, are you talking about teaching a class no matter where they are? So you're in Florida, Colorado, and Alaska, it doesn't matter. You're kind of inviting them to like a webinar.
Yeah, you could do that. It really doesn't matter where you're located. I love local business. I love local networking, because what starts to happen as you start to make more relationships is you quickly become the person that others are thinking about when they think about furniture. When you're talking about it nonstop, that's all you're posting on social media. You're making relationships, answering questions, commenting on people's posts, all about furniture. You quickly become the person that I think about when I need to buy furniture, right? And so no matter where you are, you can go out locally, host these classes. You can go get it in front of a bunch of people, sponsor events, and just quickly talk about what you got going on. You can do the same thing on Facebook. When you're making relationships on Facebook, you can go. The beauty about Facebook groups is it's literally a virtual networking hub. So you can go in there, meet all the people that are in there, figure out what people are talking about, what they want to learn about, and then just start posting things, educating people. Education, what I've found, is the quickest way to build credibility. But the cool thing as well is an equation that I like to live by is visibility plus credibility equals profitability. If you're constantly in front of people talking about the thing you know most, and you show them that you actually know what you're talking about, right? You're credible. People are going to either buy from you or want to learn more about you or become what I like and what I feel is most important and become a raving fan.
And but again, you have 10 people, so you say networking. What, you're going out to people and saying, listen, you talk to them and you're telling them, hey, listen, by the way, I have a furniture group and we talk about all these things. You know, maybe you would have an interest joining, or is that? And that's a one-on-one thing. That's, to me, seems to take a long time to build up a network. I mean, I see people nowadays. Some people, I got 1,000 users. Like, you can't get 1,000 users, I don't think, going out and just meeting people and when they have a conversation talking about furniture, telling them about that community. So, is there another method, or is that the method, or am I missing something?
Yeah, so that's definitely one way to do it. When you're making connections, reach out to them and say, hey, I have this group. I feel like you would be a great member to join. But another secret way to do it, right, is if you are making relationships with other group owners or other experts in your industry, you guys can share that knowledge back and forth. Bring them in, do an interview about them in your group. They can interview you in their group, and you make connections with all these people who have this expertise in your industry, and you just kind of leverage each other's audiences, and you give each other exposure back and forth. And it's really like, as simple as it sounds, it really is making relationships with people on social media. You have to find the people who already have communities or who are already a step ahead of you that are doing this type of thing, and reach out to them.
And you go out blindly? I mean, it's almost like spamming, no? You're just going to go to people that you don't know and say, by the way, you're talking about furniture, I'm talking about furniture, why don't you listen to my group? I mean, again, a lot of people
obviously you want to build a relationship with them first, right? I'm not saying when you first make a connection with somebody, message them and say, hey, join my group, buy my stuff. If anybody on this is listening, if they know Gary Vee, he talks about jab, 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 right hook, right? It really does take time to build these relationships with people, but it's necessary in order to build that community on social media. It's just you're leveraging, you're becoming, again, what we call the virtual mayor. You're becoming the expert in what you know best, and you just constantly are talking about that. You're putting information into your group. You're inviting people into your group. You're going into other groups and providing a bunch of knowledge and value, and then when it's about time, when people start to know you, invite them into your community.
And what about competition? I mean, like, for instance, if I own the furniture store here in Santa Clarita, I don't know that I would want to reach out to somebody that's within 2 or 3 or 4 miles of me, because we may be competition. So how do you feel about that? You have no problem, the more the merrier, or do you believe that you have to be careful about who you're bringing in?
I like making those strong relationships with competitors, especially people who you can always create a different way of explaining what you know about. So if your competitor is only talking about how to save money on buying furniture, you could tie that to how to build furniture, or the top 10 tips that you need to know before you go into a furniture store, how to negotiate a lower price on purchasing that furniture. But you don't know what you don't know until you understand what your competitor's doing. But I strongly believe that when you're making a relationship with your competitors, you start to learn about what's working and what's not.
And what about Facebook advertising? Are you against that, believe in that, or how do you feel about that to build a group?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to run ads to draw people into your group, you could 100% do that. I mean, obviously I come from a Facebook advertising background, and that is definitely one route you could go if you have the budget for it. I would not recommend starting out running Facebook ads to get people into a group. I would recommend running Facebook ads to bring awareness, but yep.
So Cam, one thing, I heard you talk about Gary Vee. He's a hero, right? And about Ty, he's all about the hustle. Both those guys are about the hustle. So do you feel that in being able to join this and to work with this, you take out some of the hustle because you guys do the hustle where some of the people won't have to be as involved because being in a group, you get to leverage that group hustle, so to speak. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely. That is one thing that we do our best to take away from people is the hustle, you could say, right? We're the ones going out negotiating the deals. We're the ones going out finding people to bring into our community to educate our members. We're the ones going out figuring out, what's working and what the marketing is, what the market trends are saying, what tools are coming out that we think would benefit them. Like, we're doing all that work to provide that savings on the tools and software that we're providing to these people inside of our membership. So that's absolutely what we like to do is we like to educate first because, if we just went out and said, hey, we have lower prices on our tools and you don't know how to use them, it kind of doesn't benefit either of us.
Right. So given the methodology to go leverage and use the tools, and then you put the deals in front of them, the tools in front of them, and then they can spend more time doing their business rather than having to leverage these things. It sounds like a really good program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you use anything besides Facebook?
So Facebook really is our bread and butter right now. Again, we did all this organically through Facebook, but the reason I'm on this show is because we're recently just doing our marketing outreach and our media strategies, getting on shows like yours. We'll eventually start running Facebook ads, create a content marketing strategy. But if there's anything that someone could take away from this is that you don't need all of the bells and whistles and spend all that money to create a successful business. As long as you have a community, you have a vision of what you want to do, where you want to go, you can make relationships with people, and then it just, you kind of just attract your ideal audience.
Well, I agree with you, although it's a much slower method when you don't spending a lot of money. I'm actually, it's a pretty good accomplishment that you've already got 2,700 people in 2 years to join up because when you're building it organically without spending money, it is very hard, in the beginning to get people. Now, obviously, as you grow, it's much easier. Maybe because you have funds to do that with, but it's that first 1,000 people is always the toughest in my estimation. So
absolutely, yeah. So we grew our group to 2,700 people in about 8 months, and that was all. Like literally, what I'm saying right now is all we did was we made relationships with people that we knew had either large communities or had a large customer base or influence on social media. And we just told them what we were doing and said, hey, we would be willing to expose you to our audience. If you did the same for us, we'd be willing to promote your product or service in our membership. If you're willing to tell your community about us, like it was really all that stuff happened by making relationships on Facebook.
Well, it's also helpful when you're saving somebody money. So if somebody says, okay, it's not like I'm paying $47 per year. And by the way, is $47 per year or one time?
Per year.
Okay, so you're paying $47 and you can save $50. Well, then it's might be worth it. You can save $150. Well, it's much more and more and more. So that's kind of an easy sell, as opposed to other things where, hey, buy my software because it's going to benefit your company, versus I'm going to save you money and you'll make it back. And as long as people know that they can spend that kind of money and get that kind of money back, it's kind of like, I don't know if it's a no-brainer, but it's a much easier sell than certain other things to sell. Everything is difficult in the beginning to sell, but certainly, and there still has to be credibility and believability that they're actually going to save money from it.
So what if I told you that we believe that the framework that we use to build leverage could be used really in most industries? If you could go to, just like we were using the hardware store example, if you're a furniture store owner and you're building relationships with the people who are providing your furniture and you're offering it to your community at a lower price because you've negotiated that lower price, it's the same model.
We're going to be right back. We're going to be taking a break. We'll be right back in about a minute or two, and then we're going to continue on with our conversation with Cam Martinez.
The best live theater can be found right here in the Santa Clarita Valley. The Canyon Theater Guild has been entertaining audiences for decades with top quality musicals and plays. Located on Main Street in Old Town Newhall, CTG also offers workshops for the young actor in your family. For more information, call the box office at 799-2702 or go online to canyontheater.org.
Bob, I don't believe you.
You're jaded, Blanche.
Read my lips, Bob. You've had a history of exaggeration.
It's true. They're building Castaic High School.
Castaic High, like in Castaic, California.
That's right, Blanche.
Prove it, Bob.
Go to your computer, type in CastaicHighProject.com and get free and frequent updates.
What's that web address again?
CastaicHighProject.com.
With fervor, like you really mean it.
CastaicHighProject.com.
Have you ever been in the middle of cooking on your barbecue and ran out of propane? It can be so frustrating. Don't ever run out of propane again. Call Plumbing by Kirk to set up your free estimate to find out if your barbecue can be retrofitted to hook up to natural gas. Plumbing by Kirk can assess your situation for options to hook up your natural gas line so that you'll never run out of gas in the middle of cooking again. Give us a call, 263-6519, 263-6519, or go online at plumbingbyKirk.com.
My dad is the best plumber ever. Call Plumbing by Kirk.
Your hometown station, KHTS.
Welcome back, KHTS 1220 and 98.1 FM. You listen to the Ask Brien radio show, AskBrien, and we're also affiliated with AskBrien.com, AskBrien.com, and we've got our co-hosts, Alex Grossman and Cam Martinez. Are you there, guys?
We are here.
And if you need a voiceover guy, Cam, I might know someone. Anyway,
I'm calling you for sure.
We're right back. We had having a great conversation here, and Alex was asking a question about the small business owner on Facebook, and why don't you continue with that question, Alex?
Yeah. So Cam, what I wanted to ask you was that if I'm a small business owner, I see the value of Facebook groups. I see the value of doing it, but I really don't know how to do it and what to do. And so for me, I see that you have discounts and you have deals, but how do I know, like, what's the profile of a company that would take advantage of yours? Are these physical hard items they're buying, or are these services? What does that profile look like if I'm a small business and I want to get involved in working with you guys? What does it look like?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. So right now, most of the things we provide are all software that is designed and intentional to bring you from where you are to where you want to be in the world of technology. So things like email marketing, things that automate your business. So kind of there's a software that, let's say someone signs up on your website to join your email list. The in-between process that has to happen is an automation from when someone signs up to them immediately getting sent an email. So things like that. We have website and funnel software, lead generation software. It's, again, I don't want to say we're all things for everybody. It's specifically for those companies who are ready to launch their online strategies.
Right. So you're the digital agency that sits between, that helps them leverage their getting more people into their digital online presence, increasing their presence. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of the facilitator, one, because we educate, two, because we do provide the deals and discounts. We facilitate your growth in your company by giving you access to the things that we know to work because we use them every day.
Great.
Do any of these apply to LinkedIn, YouTube, or Instagram?
So lot of them are really for like online traffic and automation, and kind of just like building relationships with your customers. In terms of like LinkedIn and Instagram, I wasn't planning on announcing this, but what we are launching soon is one thing that we've seen be really successful are what's called engagement pods. Essentially, we're bringing a bunch of people together to really help each other out and boost each other's visibility on their platforms by going and commenting on each other's posts and liking each other's posts and really just helping each other out to gain either that organic traffic or that brand awareness. And so we will be launching something that will help companies grow their online presence, again, with a community of people who are helping them do that. So that is not available yet, but soon to come. But other than that, no, we do not have software that necessarily are specific to any of those platforms.
So are you selling software then as part of this package, or is it just a $47 membership fee?
So the $47 membership fee gives people access to the software that we are providing. So they don't get all the software as soon as they sign up. It's really just it's an access to our membership where they're getting education, but also kind of the exclusive deals that we've already negotiated for them.
And that's all at the LVG .it. And why is it .it? I have to ask that question.
We like puns, so it's really supposed to be like leverage it, and then we also have the domain. Yeah, leverage it, leverage us, leverage it to grow your business is kind of the way that we see it.
I don't think the people in Italy will be happy about that, but that's okay. No, .coms are U.S. and .it are Italy, but no, that's great. And so if I were to just boil it down really quickly, because that's what we're getting to, if joining Leverage and being able to take advantage of this, paying this membership fee allows you to really get to the digital marketing agency for Facebook that you guys have created, being able to put together these discounts and deals so that people can leverage all the work that you guys have done. And more importantly, you do have these levels of these 3 different levels, just membership, and the 2 other levels for actual training. So what you're able to do is you can do this 6-figure accelerator and this, I can't remember what you called it, this
the 6-figure mastermind.
Yeah, mastermind, this inner circle program. So you can get that training so people can not necessarily have to worry about what types of online marketing tools they need, because you're going to help them understand which ones are going to be the best for their business. Did I summarize that close to that?
Absolutely. Yep, that's exactly what we're doing. We symbolize change in the way technology is delivered to those entrepreneurs. So it's really just, we want to make the difficult simple. And the way that we do that is by giving you education on the tools that we've negotiated lower prices on to help you grow your business.
And will these apply to every business owner?
If they're looking to grow their business online, I strongly say yes.
And is your Facebook page also Leverage IT, or is there a different address for that?
The group is Entrepreneur Deals and Discounts with Leverage.
That's a long name.
Yeah,
I thought you want to keep it simple.
It's all SEO terms. So Entrepreneur Deals and Discounts. It's really like we created it in a way that if someone was searching for it, we would be the first one to show up.
Great.
I just I'm trying to join the group, so let's see what happens. Join group. Okay, let's see if you have to accept me or something. Oh, now I got all these questions. Do you promise not to spam? What software course would you like us to use? I got all these questions. I'll have to do it later. But
wow, no sneaky screenshots. You guys are good. I love it. Great.
Yeah, we vet people very well. We like to keep a clean community because, I mean, that's really where people are congregating. We don't want any unhappy people in there.
I love it. Great.
Well, it's going to take me longer than the show to get that through. Now, what about LinkedIn? Do you have anything on LinkedIn or no?
Not yet, no.
But down the road, you believe you're going to go that route?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, in the future, you see it there, courses. We know a lot of people who teach lead generation on LinkedIn, building relationships on LinkedIn, sales scripts, all that stuff. So we plan on bringing in people to educate more about that. Same thing with, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, all things business.
And what percentage of people that answer all these questions get accepted?
You have to answer all 3 questions in order to get
It's not
accepted.
3, it's more than that.
Yep.
Oh, that's group rules. Okay. I'm submitting. And next week I'll tell everybody if I got accepted or I have to go back to the drawing board. But we're listening to Cam Martinez. He has his Facebook group is Entrepreneur Deals and Discounts with LVRG, and the website is lvrg.it. And if you're trying to build organically a Facebook group or Facebook concept, that's probably the great way to start out. And I think that's about it. We're going to be wrapping up our show. Thank you very much, and we'll be back next week.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks.